much. It's so exciting to be here, actually. I mean, this obviously the pandemic's really difficult and painful, but actually there's so many blessings within it that have come out of it. And this is one of them, that I could come to Melbourne from my own home in Deal. It's wonderful. And I sort of really feel like, I'm with you. I wish I was there in person. I love Melbourne. I've loved it the 2 times I've been there. And I've been coming backwards and forwards to Australia each year. So I've got family in Western Australia. So I've been going across each year, and twice I've come across there. So hopefully I'll do it again one day. So it's lovely to be here. But of course, just me being here, there must be millions of people that have enabled this moment. Just the whole whoever designed Zoom, and I don't know how it happens that I'm sitting here, on the other side of the planet, talking to you all, and you're getting it, not only the voice but the picture, and it's just phenomenal, isn't it? And it just shows how interconnected we are. Because how does that happen? I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's magic rather than people, but anyway, something enables it to happen, doesn't it? And even though we're on the opposite side of the planet, we're so interconnected just by the planet. We're made of it. We've got Earth out, Earth from it in us, and water and air that surrounds it. It's just there, isn't it? And often we don't notice those things. And we look at the same moon, we see what it's doing. It's just been full on Monday, and I imagine it was full there as well. We're warmed by the same sun. I was sitting out with my cup, like you do, and trying to calm myself. And just feeling the warmth and just thinking, well, yes, you would be feeling that as well. We're so interconnected. I don't need to say anymore, do I? Shall I go now? No, I better not. But, but of course, we live such rich lives. And this is, in fact, only due to thousands, probably millions of people that are doing things for us. People just who grow our food, for instance, you don't know how many people it took to enable me to have my porridge this morning. To have my breakfast, basically. Like there were the oats, and they were grown and harvested by people. And well, there's the whole thing about harvesting. There's probably a combine harvester. Well, where did that? How that all comes about, and just keep following it. And there's fuel to sort of make it the travel to where I am, and somebody sort of made a packet to put it in and designed it and put it on the shelf in the supermarket, and it goes on. And there was the till, and somebody made me a credit card to pay with, and put it in that machine, and it's just phenomenal. And I had to have clothes to go in to make it decent, and so somebody made all those, and and the dye and the colours, and oh gosh, it's just phenomenal. And I'm only talking about the oats, that was just the oats. I don't know how many people were involved, and it's just many. I think you're getting the picture of just how connected we are. I hope you're getting the sense of this. But it's actually other people, of course, that are doing this, most of whom I don't know, and I won't meet. But thank you. Thank you so much for helping me live, the rich life. However much drama and suffering there's about, I'm still able to live a rich life. If there's drama and suffering, it's what I'm doing with my mind that's making it a problem rather than a thing, because we always cope. However bad, however good, we always cope. We're amazing, and actually it's those things we grow from. So I was just talking about the oats just then, but I also had flax seeds, ground almonds, soya milk, blueberries, and apple. I had a nice breakfast, and a red bush tea with a bit of soy milk in, like you do. And there was my bowl and the spoon and the water and the cooker and the kettle, and you got the picture, I think. And then you know, if we need a doctor or a hospital or a train or a tram, we have buses, but I know you have trams over there, and an airport or a station, you know, they're all there, you know, waiting for us. We might not need it right now, but there's people who really need them, you know, whether that's, you know, care, hospital care, doctors, transport. Well, we're not going so far at the moment, are we? But anyway, it's there when we need it. Yeah, and all this helps us, doesn't it? And then there's the magic. If we Google something, the answer magically appears. You know, we can ask it anything, can't we? You know, and it just appears. And I don't know again how many thousands of people, it's like the Zoom thing, enabled my handheld device to do that. Yeah, is that magic, or is it human beings? You know, yeah, just on that word magic, I do really feel that there is something else going on. No, I know there's something else going on in the universe beyond what we know, the unseen beings, in a sense. And I believe it more than ever now, since we've been through lockdown and whatever, or, well, partially still in it. I do feel, I pray every day, and something is going on and something helps in a way, not how my ego necessarily wants it to help, but it sort of, I feel connected. And so we're so interconnected beyond what we, you know and don't know. Because I don't know what it is, but I feel there's something benevolent helping me in so many ways. So I just wanted to add that bit in, because I haven't actually got that much in the talk, but I think it's huge, actually. It's huge to be able to connect with that something else beyond this process, because of course there isn't a self here. It's a process. And also, so right now, you know, I feel more connected to people around the world, in all countries, of course. Particularly, it's sort of focused it, hasn't it? This COVID-19, the sort of focus. We're all in the same predicament in so many ways, yeah, whether, you know, we've got people close to us who have died and grieving, or who have been ill and had it, or just being affected financially, and sort of fears, basically, you know, just a lot of fears, I think, for people, and anxiety, or being in lockdown and how to cope with that, or curfews. Yes, so it does connect us, no matter what, you know, language, colour, anything, beyond what we normally see. I mean, it's always like it. We're always connected, but we don't see it. And of course, you know, like, we've got hospital workers, care staff, food producers, transport companies are all helping our lives during this time. I mean, I don't know how the food keeps coming, but it has kept coming. I mean, we had a dodgy moment with toilet rolls, like you did, but apart from that, you know, it's been there. Or there was a moment with rice, but, you know, blimey, come on, we got, how many things we got on our shelves? But that all keeps happening. And that's a planetary thing, because, of course, in a certain way, sadly, we don't get it all from our own sort of environment. We have to fly it and ship it and, you know, do what we do with it around the world, which, of course, shows another aspect of interconnectedness, how we're damaging our planet. Yes, so that's another whole area, isn't it? So I just feel so connected, more deeply than normal. And just as I go around the world now, I do my walks and exercises and running and whatever, I smile at, you know, everybody, and sort of acknowledge everybody. Most people respond. Of course, not everybody does. It's just the way it is. You don't know where they are in their awareness at that point. But I've had some amazing conversations I never would have had, just by this acknowledging and smiling, and it's sort of, because you feel more together, more connected, and I imagine that's happening in, you know, in lots and lots of places. I don't know what you have there, but we had the National Health clap on a Thursday evening, 8 o'clock. We'd all go out on our doorsteps and clap, and just hearing all that noise around the streets, you know, and cheers and things like that. And actually, I know Heather and Sid were dancing outside on the street to songs in Margate, and sort of the street, you know, were doing that. And, you know, it wouldn't happen, would it? It happens in adversity. You know, blessings come out of adversity. You know, adversity is challenging, of course, but it has blessings. There are always blessings if we look for it. You know, I became very ill when I was 30, and I was ill for 8 years, but there was huge blessings in that. And I'm glad it happened, because my life wouldn't have changed as it has without it. You know, and it's like, we don't know how it should be, and it's just making the most of how it is, rather than the mind getting wonderfully imaginative with its soap operas, which I'm still very good at times. Oh dear. Still, where am I now? I've forgotten what I'm up to. Right, okay, yes. Yes, so I do feel deeper connection than ever with beings. And of course, that's not just human beings, unseen beings, all of life, really. It's just brought more awareness to the ecological world. Yeah, I mean, for me, you know, just being in the garden, I just see more clearly. We've had more quiet. Yeah, it just makes me feel more, yeah, sort of aware of what is again, and all the forms of life. I did have an entertaining moment where the ants seemed to like my lounge more than outside, but I was trying. Oh dear, I loved it as much as I could, but anyway, there's a limit. Still, yes, so, you know, we have to watch our actions, don't we, and how we relate. So in Deal, not so long ago, in June, I mean, you may have done something as well, we had Buddhist Action Months, which we're very active in. And even though we had, you know, lockdown, we did lots, and people made lots of pledges as to what they were going to do, and some of them I've got them here, so things, well, saving water. Actually, I've got really into that. I've got a bucket in my bathroom and a bucket in the kitchen, and you know, when you run in the tap to get hot water, would you know I get half a bucket, you know, which would normally go down the plug hole, you know, whereas actually now goes on my carrots and potatoes in the garden. Yeah, so it's sort of saving in that way. And there's just so many ways, buying something extra for the food bank. You know, we did a beach clean quite recently. You know, you can happily social distance on the beach and collect all the rubbish, and, you know, donate clothes and changing our energy providers to renewable energy. You know, there's so many things I can do, and I have to take responsibility for me, and love the planet and love all these people I don't know, and many of them I won't like, and that's all right. We don't like everybody, do we? Lots of them I don't know, but actually they could become friends, they even become my boyfriend. You know, you don't know, so you just sort of, you know, it's just, we don't know. But often what we don't know, we have a little bit of fearing. So now, if Dance Chit, if you can wave when it's about half an hour, because I'm not going with my notes here, and it could get a bit, you know. Thank you. Or just before half an hour. Thank you. I meant to put a timer on, but that went out the window. So yes, so we had Buddhist Action Month, which is a real good reminder, and we have another reminder in November. We sort of get the list out of things that we've said we're going to do, our pledges, and see how good we've been. And just that all helps our interconnectedness on the planet. Yeah, and this is it's bodhisattva activity, isn't it? It's what we're doing. It's what we're in training for. We're trying to help all beings, all that lives, seen or unseen. It's metta in action. You know, it's just right there. It's not complicated. I think sometimes when we talk about interconnectedness, we can sort of, I've been at some talks, so it gets very cerebral and sort of like non-self and whatever, and that's really difficult to get hold of. But it's so much more every day, is how I try and live with it. And I've been in our chapter meeting recently. We've been studying the Diamond Sutra. There's 10 talks by Padmavajra, and in this week's study on Tuesday, it talked about bodhisattvas, embracing all beings, and that's a staggering project. Actually, it sort of means developing a heart, it's capable of responding to any form, from an ant to demons, to sort of formless gods, just having a mind that is capable of being kind to any form, any type of life, any personality, it's amazing, so can we do that? That's why we have the metta bhavana, so we can do this for the ones that we're having a bit of a difficult moment with, and just everybody. It's quite a tall order, but as we well know, it's worth having a go, isn't it? It's worth having a go, because it does change. It changes our whole perspective on life and how we perfume the planet as we go about it. If I've got a strap on, then people feel it. However much you pretend you can hide it, you can't hide. People know. Yes, so whenever I remember that I'm helped by so many, gratitude arises in my heart. And it just helps me feel so positive towards strangers, towards people just like me. A bit of a mess in motion, but just like me, doing their best with what they know. Might not look at their best, or it might not look like they're doing their best from our perspective, but that's, we don't know their story, do we? We don't know their story. And depending on how we choose to live, by choosing our actions, this is the world we see, choosing what we take in, what we dwell on, will become. So I don't know how much of that news you watch, but I don't watch any. I listen to 2.5 minutes a day just so I know what to do to keep safe. And that's about 2 minutes too much. But anyway, so it's like what we take in, just, is what we're becoming. And then what we're becoming is how we're interconnecting or connecting, with people. Yes. Yeah, and all this is like just seeing everybody wants to be loved, I want to be loved, please. And so does everybody. And we all want to feel safe, and I want to have a home, and have food and happiness and achievements, it all leads to sort of a contentment. Where am I? Chapter 3, yes, we're getting there. So most people we see as we travel around the planet, we just don't know. And it's sort of, my teacher says, our teacher says, Sangharacharya says, I believe that humanity is basically one. I believe that it's possible for any human being to communicate with any other human being, to be friends with any human being. This is what I truly and deeply believe. And I love that. I remember when I first heard it about 25 years ago. I believe it just, yes, it's sort of how I want to live if I can, or try to do my best. I think if I didn't have any other teaching, that would do. Give me plenty to work with, wouldn't it? Yes, but human beings don't seem very ready or readily to accept difference. It's pretty tragic. Actually, one of my chapters on my book's on this. Because the reality is that we are all different, aren't we? We're all delightfully unique because of our different stories, and how wonderful is that? We all have our own story, our own journey, our unique culture, our nationality, our different likes or dislikes, our different personalities, all of which give our world the amazing richness and variety and colour and fascination and interest. Life would be dull. It's interesting that what I've often witnessed is people finding a partner, or they've got another person that they really liked, and they spend years trying to change them, change them into how they are, ways they want to do it. You should do it like this. You should put the toilet seat down, or whatever it is. You know, it's not accepting, you know, difference, and we do it even quite close. If you see what I mean, if we're not careful. I mean, I'm talking about me. You might not do any of this. You know. Okay. So yeah, so sort of for a happy, contented life, we need to accept difference and not fight it. Yeah, we just need to be interested in and accept the joy of difference. Yeah, we're then dealing with how things are. You know, I think we can often struggle against how things are, whereas actually waste of energy and time. You know, we just have to deal with truth. And then life gets much easier. You know, joy can flood in, ease floods in. So yes, I'm just finishing now. So, you know, reflecting on gratitude and on connection with others, you know, just enhances our experience. It will help us realize that, you know, the richness of our lives, with all the amazing choices at our disposal, is only possible, because of all those wonderful, unique, different people who we don't know. Of course, we know some of them. Yeah, but I thank you. You know, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm just going to finish by reading a little something from a little book I really, really like. It's called The Little Things You Can See Only When You Slow Down. And it's wonderful. I love it. It's a little reading which sums it up a bit. Sitting comfortably. You still awake? Yeah, good. Not nodding off. So, the whole universe is contained in an apple wedge in a lunchbox. Apple tree, sunlight, cloud, rain, earth, air, farmer's sweat are all in it. Delivery truck, gas, market, money, cashier's smile are all in it. Refrigerator, knife, cutting board, mother's love are all in it. Everything in the whole universe depends on one another. Now, think about what exists in you. The whole universe is in us. Over and out, thank you.